Greetings you out there, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for joining us on today's edition of Well in Print with me, Frida EGBESON. Today is Friday, the 7th of November 2025, and it is with a renewed delight that we bring you news headlines as reported by newspapers around the globe. It is usually with a renewed pleasure that each day we come knowing that you are seated there waiting patiently to have us on your television screens every day that rendezvous is taken. On today's edition of the program, I will be joined on set by Dr. Ahmed, with whom we shall be analyzing the most catchy news items. Don't go away, for we shall be right back just after the transition. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you are just tuning in, you're live on Pan-African Media TV, and the program on air is Well in Print with me, Frida EGBESON. On today's edition of the program, I will be joined on set by Dr. Ahmed, a public health consultant with whom we shall be analyzing the most catchy news items. But before I go to unveil our guest for today, up next is our weekly press review newspaper journey, taking us first to the United Kingdom with Financial Times that carries this major caption. Financial Times this morning is carrying a caption for today: key rates kept on hold at 4%. A knife HBEO decision. Possible cut signaled for next month. MPC split. Vote shows bar is not on high. From the UK, ladies and gentlemen, we move over to the United States of America with the Washington Post newspaper headlining this morning: left is lifted by verdict of voters. Arizona Republic on its part carries this morning: Democrats sweeps off year elections, win bids in NYC. Mayor NJ governorship, CA voters pass Prop 50. Away from the US, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving straight to Nigeria with the Guardian newspaper this morning. The Guardian is carrying as major caption: referendum call heightens over elite constitutional reform plot, while Daily Trust reads this morning: U.S. threat and Tinubu response to Trump. From Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen, we are stepping over to neighboring Cameroon with the Guardian Post newspaper that carries this caption. The Guardian Post this morning is saying Biya begins 8th term with more empty promises. Analysts say the president's inaugural speech yesterday was a far cry from the expectations of ordinary Cameroonians. Lasha King Infos on its part carries this morning: National Assembly, Biya kicks off 8th term, vows to unite Cameroon, empower youth and women. While municipal updates on the same story this morning comes up with a swearing-in ceremony: Biya vows Biya unveils via giant visions of hope and greatness. Away from the Guardian Post, we are going over to the Voice newspaper. The Voice is carrying as caption this morning: Biya begins 8th mandate on platter of uncertainty. This is how we saw it on today's delivery of our newspaper journey, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned, for we shall be right back for the second part just after the transition. Welcome back, beautiful viewers. If you are just tuning in, you haven't missed out on anything. We are just done with our first part of the program, which was our newspaper journey that has taken us cruising from the United Kingdom to the United States of America, and of course to Nigeria and Cameroon. And we are diving straight into part 2 of the program, which is going to be the analytical part of the program. Thank God I'm not here alone. I'm in the house with one of the brain boxes that we are blessed to have in our country, with no one else but Dr. Ahmed Nfor. He's with me here this morning. Doctor, you're welcome.
Good morning, Madam Frida. Good morning.
So how have you been?
Oh, we thank God for another bright day in Cameroon. We thank God. I think 50-50. All of us have been in a very tense atmosphere, but we're thanking God everything is getting over.
All right, thank God for making now time to be with us this morning. You know, a lot has happened in the course of the week, especially in Cameroon since the 12th of October, maybe before the 12th of October, the atmosphere has been this tense and hot. But we want to thank God that stability is returning, especially in the nation's economic capital, where we are this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Just to remind us that Dr. Ahmed is a public health consultant, and each time we have him on set, we do not let him go analyze the newspapers without giving us a health tip today. So on today's health tip, we shall be looking at osteoarthritis. Doctor, I hope I'm pronouncing it right.
Yeah, osteoarthritis.
Osteoarthritis.
Nah.
So what is this all about?
So osteoarthritis is a hair complication that comes up maybe mostly in aging people. It is a situation where the cartilage that hold bones or enable or prevent bones from meeting, wears out with time. A cartilage is a soft tissue that protects bones from touching together, so they cannot lead to weathering of the bones. So sometimes in some people, this cartilage wears out with time, maybe because of certain conditions that we're going to look, and this can lead to severe pains, and this we call osteoarthritis.
Osteoarthritis. So at times we get people complain of pains. Exactly, we do not know what exactly that is. We start looking for small nobisic, we look for bone, we look for bone Francois.
Exactly.
All right. Okay. So what areas of the body are usually affected by this osteoarthritis?
The most affected areas of the body are the hands, the knees, the limbs, the waist, the joints, the shoulders.
Wow.
And most often too, we have something like the spine.
Wow.
Just directly below your spinal cord. You have pains. It could be osteoarthritis. Though there are so many other health complications that can lead to vertebral column, lower vertebral column pains, but most often it's osteoarthritis.
Okay, so what are the signs and symptoms? You know, at times we live, they say ignorance is no excuse. At times we live in ignorance, these things, at times you get the signals, you do not understand what exactly is, you do not know what is it. So what symptoms does it come with?
Okay, one of the symptoms, or some of the symptoms which are common with osteoarthritis, we have pains at the joints. The joints are generally painful. We have stiffness, sometimes in the fingers or in the limbs itself. Your fingers, sometimes to stretch your fingers off, it becomes difficult, stiff, and numbed. And then we have loss of flexibility. Sometimes the legs cannot go the position they need to go, or the hands cannot move the way they have to move. And then we have what we call grafting sensation. A grating sensation, it comes when sometimes you hear sounds, like a popping sound at the joints. Like maybe somebody stretching the body, you have a popping sound. This can be a sign of osteoarthritis. Another one is bone spur. Sometimes you see some swelling, a bone lumps in the joints, which are very thick and painful. It could be a sign of osteoarthritis. Then you have swellings, most often in the limbs, some people, and the legs and the feet. Sometimes some people, when they go a very long distance or they sit on one spot for a very long time, you have their feet swollen up. So these are the most common signs of osteoarthritis.
Osteoarthritis. So which people are prone to suffering of osteoarthritis? Yes. People prone to it.
Yes. The osteoarthritis, as we grow up, we start losing calcium in our body. So osteoarthritis is common in aging people or old people because of the calcium deficiency impact, and then because of also the nutrition, which is not as before. Then we have sex. It depends. The statistic and research has shown that women suffer more of osteoarthritis than males. So the females are more prone to osteoarthritis.
Right.
It is very common. We have obesity, overweight. When you overweight, your vertebral column is carrying a weight more than normal, and so it can lead to osteoarthritis. Because most people are overweight, they could also have large bones. So this can lead to degradation of the cartilage. Then you have joint injuries. People have had joint injuries maybe during football match or during running and things like that.
And stuff.
Those injuries can clear away the cartilage or display the cartilage from their normal position, and then makes bones to touch, which because under normal condition, our bones, we have 268 bones in our body. So
friction between bones.
Yes, all the 268 bones in our body, they don't touch. In the skeletal system, they don't touch because they are protected by cartilage. So in the course of accident during sport, the cartilage can move from their position and the bones touch. It can lead to osteoarthritis. Then you have repeated stress.
Okay.
When somebody, I can say repeated stress, like those who lift heavy bags. If you go to some market, there are some youngsters
the porters,
who are
they call them,
carrying
porters.
very heavy load, bags of corn, beans,
Yeah.
keep putting stress on the cartilage. This can normally lead to degradation of the cartilage over time.
Wow.
Then you have genetic osteoarthritis. It could be a family issue. Research has also shown that there are some families that osteoarthritis is more common than other families. So it is possible that it could be congenital. I mean, it could be a genetic link osteoarthritis. Then you have certain metabolic disease like diabetes. Yes, most people who have diabetes are prone to osteoarthritis as well. I think these are the major risk factors or the people who can be prone to osteoarthritis.
Doctor, something caught my attention while you were enumerating those people prone to osteoarthritis, like to talk on genetics or sex. You say women are more prone. Is there any reason why women are more prone to having osteoarthritis?
Well, another school of thought think that women generally have more weight than men.
Okay.
Yes. If you look at the development, human development, you realize that puberty enters in the women or in the female at 11 years and in the male at 13 years. Immediately a woman is 11 years, they start developing weight. And then when they reach like 17, 18 years, the weight are more. So their weight, that's one of the factors. And then another thing, researchers have shown that the bone development in the women are weaker than that of the man. That's why you see that a woman always is an object of protection because they have a weaker bones.
All right.
Yes, it may not happen in all women. There are women who have very strong bones, but generally research has proven that some women may have, majority of the women have weaker bones than men. So, and then with this heavy weight, when most women who enter menopause develop a weight, and then this weight now puts it pressure on the bones, and then it can lead to wear and tear, and then it can wear out the cartilage.
So, doctor, how can this be managed?
The management of osteoarthritis is, first of all, you need to go to a specialist doctor, consult in a hospital, get good medication. You can get good medication, prescribed medication by a trained doctor, but there are other things you could still do at home. You have to be very physical. You have to be, most people who are inactive, they are also prone to osteoarthritis. You need to be flexible, do a lot of sport. You manage your weight. Yes, anytime, we know it is difficult. People are fighting today to cut down weight, but it becomes a challenge. Sometimes it goes, it comes. Sometimes they take a combination of therapies. It doesn't work. But you can do weight management by nutritional control, by avoiding maybe certain food and avoiding eating certain times of the day. And this can be controlled, especially in the evening period where you have to stop eating and things. Overweight, you manage your weight. Then you have hot and cold massages or therapies. Those who have osteoarthritis are already in it, they can do hot and cold massages in the evening, where you soak a towel or a piece of cloth, probably cotton, not nylon, that can get a lot of hot and conserve a lot of heat, and then you press the areas concerned. And then after that, you can use an ice block, wrap in another towel or the same towel, and make it very cool, and you massage with it. This hot and cool massage triggers impulse transmission, and the pains can subside, maybe temporarily. Then you have herbal supplements. Yes, there are some herbal supplements which are good. Statistics have shown that something like turmeric, what we commonly call the yellow ginger, is very good to drink for osteoarthritis with ginger. But the turmeric is more medically recommended than ginger. Then you have the cloves. Cloves, which is
these things we have in our kitchen.
They call it stick match. Yeah, if you blend those the cloves and the fever grass, you get a small bit of moringa. You blend them up, you boil them, you make it like your tea. You can make subside some of these pains. Very possible. Then you have something like a mind foot body technique. What we have to do is that we need to know our body. Sometimes when I say we need to know our body, anytime you start finding that you feeling heavy, like your body is not moving, you don't need to sit in your room. You need to go out, maybe walk long distances. I have given a therapy to some people to do once in a while, where they will sit very close to their walls and carry their two legs vertically up and lean them on the wall. because the impulse, all the nerves in the body are connected to the feet. When you do like that, you promote impulse transmission, and then you make the bones of the limbs flexible. And the joints also flexible. These are some of the things you have to master.
All right, Doc, I want to say thank you for this health tip. I want to say I have learned a lot. There are things, these are things we see on a daily basis. We do not know exactly what they are all about, and having you talk about it just like pulls down the veil on my face to be able to see clearly and know exactly what some people around, because I've seen it on people.
I think that we also advise that people should not go over the counter medication to buy street medication when they have osteoarthritis, especially buying things in the name of calcium. Most of those things they see blend in the name of calcium, they are not good calcium. But they can get good calcium and good ibuprofen, which are painkillers, from a good pharmacy, a registered pharmacy. They can get this from there. But if they want to manage something back at home, maybe natural therapies, they can use now the eggshell therapy, which most of them can gather a junk of eggshell and maybe blend with the red corn and soybeans, and then they can grind it up to make it a powder. It gives a very high concentration of calcium, and then they take in place of their milk. This could also help to reinforce calcium in the body.
Right, thank you, Doc. So we are going now to analyze our newspapers this morning. We've crisscrossed. I want us to check first on Nigeria. We are going back to our machines to check the Guardian newspaper from Nigeria. The Guardian this morning is talking about referendum call heightens over elite constitutional reform plot. This is Nigeria. They're having elections in 2027, and there is already a plot sensed somewhere that people want to reform the constitution, and they're calling for a referendum. If these things maybe I think most often we see them only in African countries.
Yes, I think it's not even it's not strange. It's very common in the African countries that at the end of a mandate, the people the regime being in place, they always try to maybe foster with the constitution, try to ameliorate the constitution to make it fit their own goals, so that maybe they continue ruling the country. I think this is something is a bad thing. We are only thinking that it's God that can change it from Africa, because it happens in most African countries. Any president comes up and try to revamp the constitution so that it tally with what he has.
Yes, so, we are diving into Cameroon. We've left Nigeria this morning. I want us to focus on Cameroon, because we want to say Cameroon is Africa in miniature, and that's why people say in quotes that we are a continent in a continent. Cameroon has made news. We just had our 2025 presidential elections. FIFA that just passed, elections have passed, proclamation of the results, and yesterday, November 6th, was the president-elect was sworn in to start the 8th mandate. And I want us to go to the machines. The president took his oath of mandate and had an inaugural speech. Before we go talking what newspapers have said this morning, on rentre sur le machine pour voir notre premier extrait du président Paul Biya. So we are going to our machines to watch our President Biya's first excerpt on yesterday's inaugural speech.
Les premiers mois de ce septembre, un plan spécial de promotion de l'emploi des jeunes. Mes chers compatriotes, mesdames et messieurs, j'envisage de mettre en œuvre dès les premiers mois de ce septembre un plan spécial de promotion de l'emploi des jeunes dont les axes principaux seront les suivants. Premièrement, la mise en place de facilités administratives et fiscales pour les entreprises privées, avec en contrepartie l'obligation pour celles-ci de recruter les jeunes. Deuxièmement, le renforcement des mécanismes d'encadrement et d'accompagnement des jeunes dans la conception, la mise en œuvre et le financement de leurs projets. Ceci se fera en liaison avec les banques locales et les bailleurs de fonds internationaux. Troisièmement, la promotion du développement d'entreprises dans les secteurs à fort potentiel de création d'emplois, à l'instar du numérique, des mines, de l'agriculture et des services. Quatrièmement, dès le prochain exercice budgétaire, une proportion du budget d'investissement de l'État sera consacrée à la réalisation de travaux à haute intensité de main-d'œuvre au profit des jeunes sur toute l'étendue du territoire. Ceci se fera en lien avec les collectivités territoriales décentralisées et les associations.
Welcome back, beautiful people. Like we were saying that in Cameroon, the 2025 presidential elections just took place October 12th. We had the Constitutional Council proclaim the result. And yesterday, November 6th, we had the president-elect, President Paul Biya, sworn in. It should be reiterated here that this is President Biya's 8th mandate at the helm of affairs in the Cameroon. So we just had an excerpt of what he talked. What he said is going to be his priority areas. Doctor, you are watching the excerpt with me, and I want to believe that yesterday you watched it live. President Biya has said he's going to focus on the youth and women this time around. First of all, I want you to say a bit first before about the ceremony you saw yesterday.
I saw the ceremony yesterday, and I watched it live. It was a women and a wisdom, and I followed the speech of the head of state, and the speech was as beautiful and as rich as usual. As we always said, things said may not obviously be things done, but if they are to execute what was in the speech, I think it's going to move Cameroon ahead. But the point now is that celebration, I was expecting that the whole Cameroon should be jubilating. But I am seeing that maybe because I saw the other towns were so quiet, I was supposed to see over the screen, as I see in other countries, when a president being installed, there's jubilation. At least people who voted for the president have to have all the right to jubilate.
But you saw people from the Social Democratic, CPDM.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because it's my own environment, but I saw most of the jubilation was mostly at the center city. That's only the capital city.
Where the events
and in particular spots. Yes. So, whatever the case, what is happening, God has a control.
He decided it.
We may not force things. Yes, God has a control. What has happened is God's will. We cannot force it, but we want to think that what has been said in the speech should be executed. And then one of the things is that we are not looking at the president, we are looking at the collaborators, because the president on his own can do nothing. He always says this. Maybe if you have to ask him this very speech today, he may not explain it, you see, with his age. But the collaborators and the people are the people to disseminate and then implement what he has said. Because it's just like you in the household. If you are the head of the house, anything you say many things, but those who execute it are the members of the family. So this is where the speech was rich, but will it be managed? And then why is it that Cameroon is so cool after this installation? That I don't know. I'm not a politician. I'm a political observer, but I'm seeing some coolness in people's mind after declaring of this election and after during the swing ceremony.
Dr. C, in the past we've used to having such speeches. We've seen the president in 2018, did this before 2018, and this, like, we're having recurrent speech going towards the same direction. But my worry now is not that it's the same speech. I want to believe that, do you think, because I just have in mind that if maybe action should be taken, do you think something will be done different? Because Cameroonians have the impression that these are just good speeches. So you see another person in Cameroon, the Guardian Post is saying here that President's inaugural speech yesterday was a far cry from the expectations of all the ordinary Cameroonians. So now I want to look at this giant vision soaring in. No, The Voice newspaper is saying Biya begins 8th mandate on a platter of uncertainty. Let us look at, we've had speeches like this in the past. We have.
Exactly.
Do you think the events, because no other election in Cameroon has been like the 2025 presidential elections.
Exactly.
A lot has happened. Do you think with the state of affairs, the events we've passed, we've gone through, the people, collaborators, like you said, the president himself cannot do anything, given his age. So he's counting more on people to work and execute what he has read as an inaugural speech. Do you think with the event of what has happened, these people might do things differently to challenge those that think they have not been doing anything?
What has passed through this presidential election is obvious that it's different from what we've been having in the past. Yes, there have been a lot of manifestation, there have been a lot of violence and demonstration. And then you realize that the top administrators of most of those areas, they come out to talk in a very cool tone to comfort the protesters, the people who are demonstrating, they comfort them, talk in a very soft tone and say everything, change cannot come by destroying and things like that. Now, will they change this tone, or they'll keep talking like that? Because they should not be talking to calm down the crowd and then start cracking on the population again after they have installed the head of state. Everywhere they were very soft, and even the gendarmes in some areas and the military were very collaborative to make sure things are not being damaged. They give advice to the demonstrators. But one of the things that astonished me happened out of Cameroon. Well, that was in France, where a large group of Cameroonians came out to protest, and they were protected by the police, and there was an I so in case there's an emergency.
Yeah, it's different.
And the police were telling them how to march. So what keeps an assignment I have, which I will never have a solution or an answer for it, is when will Africa meet up with the West?
That's a rhetoric question. The answers are far-fetched.
That answer can never.
It's like metaphysics for an African
Cameroon,
environment.
as from this stage,
but we should be learning what is positive.
As from the level we are here now, the stage we are here now, there is no scientific instrument that can be used to measure, to tell you what Cameroon can be again tomorrow. Because the situation has been a blood one, and the elections have come the way it has been, and the results have come the way it has happened. Now, we are looking, those people who are demonstrating in the street, burning things and doing that, everybody has gone back to the shade. We don't know whether they have accepted the defeat or they are against the defeat. And if they are not for the defeat, are they planning to come in 2032 to do it better? Or what do they have? That's why me and you cannot know.
We cannot know. So, talking about the post-electoral elections period in Cameroon that was characterized by protest, destruction, of course, and calls for ghost town. That's a recent one we just had before the president's oath taking. So, how did it go through the ghost town? How did you say it?
Yeah, you know, when they launched the 3 days ghost town or over, yes, the one which was intensive was the straight 3 days ghost town. You know, it is very difficult to handle ghost towns where they convene more in the Francophone areas. It's very difficult. The Anglophones has gone on it for 9 years.
Yeah.
They are immune to it. They are used to it. Now, what I knew from the
launching of this thing, it has become a routine for
is that it can never, because somebody told me that we are going to do this for 1 month. I told him that it cannot happen in the Francophone Cameroon. Yeah. First of the thing is that we are living in a country of divide and rule policy.
That is it.
We have already been divided. Nobody wants, the northerners do not want the southerners. The people in the center do not want the west. We already have a discrimination. So we cannot have a mob action that can go for a month with one voice. And the second thing is, Douala is the heartbeat as far as food and commercial activity is concerned for Cameroon and neighboring countries like Chad, like Gabon, like Equatorial Guinea, like Central Africa. Now, shutting Douala for 2 weeks is a great economic loss to all, first to Cameroon and secondly to the neighboring countries. And then the third thing is that in Douala people rent, people buy food. I and you in the Northwest,
we didn't carry rooms from our
I get
compounds.
up in the morning, I go to my farm, I get my food, come back in the house. It's my house. I don't pay. I cook and eat. But somebody No landlord here will give you an excuse that you are in a lockdown period. And then hunger will send people in the street.
They'll go
And
back.
if you look at most of those who are demonstrating, people live on the life on hand to mouth. Means 90% of people in Douala and in big towns, Yaoundé, in big towns like Cameroon, Bafoussam, they live on hand to mouth.
Hand to mouth.
You must go
They are
out
hustlers.
to have what they will eat.
If you do not hustle,
Okay. Now
yeah, you go
imagine
hungry.
now.
For how
with
long
this,
can
with
you
this
go?
rotation. So it could not go long, and it is over. And you cannot. It's the circumstances surrounding the whole environment that could not make the thing to go to Monday. And some people
they have
will say,
gotten used to it.
They are already used to.
They have gotten used to it, so stopping it
So
even
it's not.
will work
it's, you know,
against
we
other
already
people's
were immune
plans.
to it. Where we have had a vaccination for ghost towns, and we don't have problems.
It's like they have transferred the ground zero to this end.
Yeah, which
was
will not work.
transferred.
And anyway, you look within the short time I was in Boya 2 days ago, you look at the prices of commodities have gone up. They were buying gas for 15,000 francs, and you don't even see it. People have to stand in a long line to book for gas.
I
In
bought
Douala,
mine
it
for,
was already moving to 12,500.
yes, I bought for 10,000.
Now I was asking myself, is it because they have break most of those stock and then carry most of the bottles?
That's not it.
Or it's an exploitation of the
It's an
wholesalers
exploitation.
because of the situation?
At times in Cameroon, I think there is something we should fight to change. There is something, attitude and mentality. Maybe our change will start from there. Because people just take taking advantage of the slightest situation to do things to please them. It is wrong. It is not good at all. So I see that stability is returning. So Lasha King this morning, Lasha King Nfor is talking this morning as headline: Biya kicks off 8th term vows to unite Cameroon and empower youth and women. I want us to look at the part of uniting Cameroon. A lot of water has gone down the bridge. A lot has happened. In few months, we have gone through a lot in Cameroon. There is this divide. This is a period you've seen that Cameroonians will say we are one, unity in diversity. Honestly, it's questionable.
It's questionable. It doesn't even work. There's no, what is happening in Cameroon is that emotionally we are divided.
Yes.
Mentally we are divided. Psychologically we are divided. Physically we are divided. We are not the one who divide ourselves. Something came to divide us, and somebody used an instrument to divide us. Because when people are divided, it's difficult for them to work together.
Yeah.
So bringing Cameroon unity is a very tough task, because there are people whose clock may not be rewind. We don't know. Yes, we are not politicians, but it's very difficult. It is also easy if the call of the people is being heard. It's also possible.
So
Like some people promise that we're going to release prisoners, we're going to do
that's
this,
what
we're
I
going to
wanted
do
to
this.
say.
If you think that any Cameroonian does not have right to be detained or do this, and you free them and you talk with them like children, I think it can, to an extent, I think maybe change something.
Yeah, so I was thinking like that will be something. I was expecting, I for one, that maybe this inaugural speech will contain something of that sort, to struggle to appease the minds of those from the southwest and the northwest, from where the president's victory came from with very high percentage.
With crisis.
I was thinking that we could just wave and say, okay, political prisoners or people whose cases are related to the Anglophone crisis
should be released.
Maybe that could bring a sigh of relief to the people in those regions. Don't you think?
It could have been a giant step. That was something. It's just that's what I'm saying, that all these things boils down to the collaborators. He, the head of state, may not have this idea that we're talking because of his age. Why can people around him not suggest beautiful ideas like this? Because the fact releasing all the prisoners can be a giant step to start solving a problem, because you don't solve a problem with somebody in detention or in prison. Now, when you release those people, they feel that they are moving to a positive change. But if you come to even you talk with them temporarily and they go back to the detention, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Any country, when they want to change a situation, they first of all release people who are not criminals, they have not killed, they have not, it's not armed robbery, but is that their opinion was rejected, and when they imposed, they were in prison. They were in prison because
to be
of
taught
their
a
opinion.
lesson.
Because of their opinion. You release them. Political opinion. You release them.
But in recent times, you still see people being arrested recently because of their opinions. Those who opinions are...
They are united. But in Cameroon, when
I saw a crowd that
they
got
are
me
united.
scared.
In Cameroon, where we want to take a decision that can help the country, they will start asking who is in front. And then if they don't even ask, people will use an instrument to condemn somebody who is ahead of a change.
So, on va rentrer dans nos machines pour prendre des extraits. We are going to watch President Biya's second excerpt of his inaugural speech. So we come back to excerpt of his inaugural speech. So we come back to talk on what the papers are saying in relation to that.
Camerounaises, Camerounais, mes chers compatriotes, ainsi que j'ai eu l'occasion de vous le dire, la situation des jeunes et des femmes sera au cœur de mon action tout au long de ce septennat. L'un des principaux objectifs que je me suis fixé à cet égard est de promouvoir une meilleure responsabilisation et une meilleure protection des jeunes et des femmes. Ainsi que vous le savez, des efforts méritoires ont été déployés ces dernières années en faveur de la jeunesse, telles que la construction de nombreuses infrastructures scolaires et universitaires, la promotion de la scolarité des jeunes, la professionnalisation des enseignements, la création de nouvelles opportunités d'emploi, en veillant à ce que les jeunes et les femmes bénéficient d'une protection accrue dans les milieux scolaires et professionnels, mais aussi en dehors de ceux-ci, pour pouvoir s'épanouir pleinement. Les métiers et autres activités attirant tout particulièrement les jeunes filles et les femmes bénéficieront d'un plus grand soutien de l'État, notamment au plan financier. Sur un autre plan, ayant été saisi à cet égard par les jeunes qui en étaient fort préoccupés, je viens d'ordonner la reprise des études doctorales dans les universités. Au cours de cette année académique,
Welcome back, beautiful viewers. We are still analyzing President Biya's inaugural speech. Like we all know, President Biya has been at the helm of Cameroon as president for the past 43 years, and he has been given another 7-year mandate, which is going to top his mandate to 50 years. So we want to believe that it's going to come with a lot of experience, like other people. I'm not a politician of the ruling CPDM party, talk about greatness and hope in what we've been saying. I want to believe that this 7-year mandate is going to be different. He has placed a lot of accent on improving the situation of the Cameroonian youth and women, giving them opportunity, not without citing what the regime has already done in favor of the youth. We are getting from the speech that doors are going to be open, financial opportunities and sectors which the youth can explore to be able to better their lives. Like we all know, we cannot wink about the Cameroonian youth. Most of the thing that gets Cameroonian youth into crime waves is unemployment. Unemployment is a problem. I want to believe that this time around, the problem of the youth will be attended to, like the president has said in his inaugural speech. Doctor, you are here. You have been in the domain of education for a while. You know how things function. When you look at this, When we see Cameroon youth, should the Cameroon youth or jump at this like, okay, we have been put at the forefront?
I think that is in the domain of education. You see, the head of sales mentioned something about
Professionalism.
Yeah,
Professionalizing the education
teachers.
system, yes.
Now, this is we have heard this many times, and then one of the things is that it's not the teacher only that has to be professionalized, but the educational sector as a whole should be professionalized. People should we should be more pragmatic, more practical in what we are learning than theory. I give a good example. Some years ago, during maybe a speech during 11 February, it was said technical schools will be encouraged more than general education. I don't know how far that thing has been done, but it was a good move, because when more youths are engaged in industrial education, they can be self-employed.
Yeah.
You bear with me that most of the time when you see youths who are vandalizing the street, most of them have never been in school. And then some have education.
Yeah.
Dropouts. These are dangerous people in the community. But imagine a child engaged in a SN was a technical school. Today we have many technical schools, and which is not enough. We are planning that they will transform many general educational sector into professional or technical education. Imagine a child that has done motor mechanic for 2 years. You come to Douala, open a garage. You cannot lack a job.
Is it easy to open the garage?
No, even you work with somebody. We don't always start on our own. You can work under somebody under a big garage, not like a professional. And then with that, you gather some finances to open your own. A child who was doing building, I know people, young guys, who have done building construction in schools that I know them. They are working in Shanghai and Bonamusadi. Today they are contractors. Yeah. That is how it works.
The president is talking about...
But professionalizing teachers, now there is an aspect, Madam Frida. I am the first person who brought it. I'm the first person who brought professionalization of teachers. Because, and I work with so many schools, not less than 600 schools, where I converted most of the teaching aspect, the processes and the theories into videos. So that a child watches digestion, a child watches mechanism of lung ventilation in biology, a child watches germination, the epigeal and the hypogel. I proposed this project to so many delegates of education. They appreciated the project.
But now to promote
it. That's where those things. And I started the charity begins at home. I did that in my own school, and I scored a very wonderful, I think it was 90% in biology, Long Life Comprehensive High School. And I scored 80% in human biology, because my children were copying little notes and have more time to watch. When I explain digestion today, the next I bring a video projector and I project the live alimentary canal, and the children see protein, carbohydrate, and lipid digestion. These are people who can be medical doctors tomorrow, not drawing diagrams. There was something I even went even to the Secretary General at that time, somebody who was working with the Secretary General, the Minister of Secondary Education, and did some small proposal. But you see, that I was not pushing.
Maybe you have somebody somewhere who had to know somebody somewhere.
Everybody was appreciating. Anyway, you present it, when I illustrate in the laptop, they appreciate, so wow, this is a good initiative. It can uplift the education and impact knowledge on the children. But on my own, I cannot do like a lay private school teacher with a salary far below 100,000 a month, and with a series of problems to handle.
The president has made mention of domains where the youth can explore and grow professionally. For instance, agriculture. It's good to learn agriculture, but having fundings to come maybe settle after that, is it an easy task?
One of the things that they have brainwashed most of the youth, and I'm thinking that the fault is coming from the government. They always promise to sponsor the youth. Rather, they should promise to encourage. They can encourage you with farm products, and they should do it national, not in a particular area. Farm tools, you work. It is from what you have done that you can start applying for subvention. You cannot sit, you don't have land, you have not even drawn a project on which cash crop or food crop to cultivate, and you want that they should give you money. This is one of the things that, so most of the youth just think that, well, they gave us money, we're going to start a project. No, you start the project and encouraged the sponsors to come in. Even their external sponsor that can sponsor more than the government. But now they have their go-ahead from the government. If you do something and the government recommends it, you've opened a farm. You've got a land, you open a farm, whether you want to do a strange good thing to do today, which is very wonderful, is apple.
Okay.
Yes, statistics have proven that apple, which we call pomme de France, grows in Cameroon. Why not cultivate apple? They are experts. I know people who know how to do extraction of seeds and nursing the seeds and growing apples. If you do this in 2 hectares, and they shoot 2 hectares of apple, commonly known as pomme de France, everybody would like to sponsor this. Apart from that, it is only food. It's also a medical fruit for the liver and kidney.
All right. So apple is a medical fruit for the liver and kidney. Okay. We are good vision, hope, and greatness. So we're going to watch the third excerpt of President Paul Biya. Yesterday's President Paul Biya's third excerpt. I want to believe that there you know he's spreading his arms. Troisième extrait, s'il vous plaît. So President Paul Biya has brought a lot of promises this time around, and I want to believe that in the days ahead, because he says the days ahead. Est-ce qu'on peut avoir le troisième extrait, s'il vous plaît?
Je voudrais également saluer l'attachement de la majorité du peuple camerounais à la paix et au vivre ensemble. Dans diverses localités, des scènes de pillage et de vandalisme d'une violence inouïe ont été observées. Il en a résulté des incendies, des destructions de biens publics et privés, des attaques contre les forces de l'ordre et des pertes en vie humaine. La situation a pu être maîtrisée grâce au courage, à l'abnégation et au professionnalisme des forces de défense et de sécurité qu'il me plaît de féliciter chaleureusement. J'adresse mes sincères condoléances aux familles des victimes et mes souhaits de prompt rétablissement aux blessés. J'en appelle au sens des responsabilités des uns et des autres. Je m'adresse à tous ceux qui s'emploient à attiser la haine et la violence dans notre pays, notamment à certains de nos compatriotes de la diaspora. Le Cameroun n'a pas besoin d'une crise post-électorale dont les conséquences pourraient être dramatiques, comme cela s'est vu sous d'autres cieux. Mes chers compatriotes, il est de ma responsabilité de veiller à ce que l'ordre soit maintenu. Je puis vous l'assurer, l'ordre régnera. Le Cameroun continuera d'avancer. Vive la République, vive le Cameroun.
Yes, like we all know that we have had, Cameroon has experienced post-election crises, call it riots, call it protest. It has not been the same after elections, and of course after the proclamation of results where President Paul Biya was proclaimed victorious by the Constitutional Council. A lot has happened. We've had loss of life, have people in the hospital, have people being arrested, and this is President Paul Biya yesterday in his inaugural speech mentioning the fact that Cameroon does not need another crisis. We have Boko Haram already, that is already a serious crisis for the country, and of course we have the ongoing Anglophone crisis that has been there for close to a decade now, 9 years and counting. So he's saying that he's opening his arms to work with every Cameroonian, because for instance, you say most of the people inciting the Cameroonian youth to go to the streets and to perpetrate acts of violence, those in the diaspora, and of course irresponsible politicians, as he puts it. So we are here, and today the president is opening his arms to work with every Cameroonian. at home or abroad, it could still be Cameroonian, those who vie to be president, who have not succeeded this time around, to work with him, unless if you don't, it's either you join the moving train now or the train goes and leaves you behind.
That's how it is. It was obvious that as the president on his installation, such a speech is obvious. Yeah, so when you are the head, your arms must be open. You have to take both your friends and your enemies. Now, what we are looking here, whether the enemies will be ready
to work with him.
That is where we have a problem. Because now the atmosphere that we have had in this election was not a good one. We have not experienced it before. Even in the days in 1992, the days of Frondi, where they were locked down VMO, we have not had these issues of breaking into stores, vandalism. We have not had that.
That one was done by hungry youth.
And then we have not really had this shooting with live bullets. Never really existed. But this time we have seen all kinds of things that have happened outside.
It's like the virus on the faces of Cameroonians automatically fell.
What we want is peace. In the nutshell, peace is better than anything. Yeah. And when I talk peace here, last time I told you that it's not only physical. We have physical, mental, and psychological peace. Peace should be there. And then for peace to reign, justice must come first. Yeah. Now, what we are looking is those who are in triggering this road, motivating the youths to go to the street and do things. What is their plan? We don't know. Will they enter in the open arms of the head of state? We don't know. So that is why we're simply saying that it's a good statement, but we are doubting whether everybody will accept that to embrace that kind of
Yes, I watched the Minister of Communication somewhere in RFE saying that the challenger, the main opposition challenger, who Mr. Issa Chiroma, the main challenger for the 2025 presidential elections, is not in any way haunted by the Cameroonian government. So,
no, it's obvious. That's exactly what he has to say. He has nothing more than that. Because if you know, in the world democratic countries, you don't hunt for political leaders, for your opponents. But since Africa is far from democracy, those things will happen. And when now you are giving a press, you cannot say we are looking for this person as well. Whether they're looking for good or bad, the thing is that we know that he must have been haunted. And the minister cannot openly say that because this is an international communication. You cannot say we are looking, because why for? If you win and I say no, I'm the one who won, I want to protest against you, why should you arrest me? We better go to statistics. So, because it was not normal that they should hunt him. It was normal that they hunt him. He would have said no, this person caused this, we want to hunt for him. So it was not, his position as a minister of communication is okay.
All right. So he's a government spokesman.
He's a government mouthpiece.
So we heard the president also in a speech congratulating Elekam for a job well done, for the good job they did during these elections. You and I know that this election has been an election season, one election that has had a lot of polemics, a lot of complaints of fraud, of a lot, in as much. I also want to say it's true. We saw elections taking place in darkness, people using their torch. Was it time to recommend? Should they really, if they want to give Elekam a pass mark for this result?
No, obviously, it is also obvious that they should give Elekam a pass mark.
A pass mark.
Yes. I cannot be promoted to the next class and I condemn my form master. You see, I cannot condemn my form master because I've already been promoted to another class. So the person who was handling my form master, who knows, who has done everything for me to be promoted, I should condemn him.
Okay.
But the point is that with the technology and the social media, every single individual knows what has passed. There has been more tension in polling stations this year than ever.
Okay, in another part, we've seen international bodies, we've seen the African Union, we've seen the European Union, we've seen human rights organizations caution Cameroon about the issue of sitting down to have a meaningful and positive dialogue, talking things out. Do you think this can be a way out of bringing a lasting peace?
It can be a way out, but it may not be possible in our context, because to really have a good dialogue, you let the various camps select those who have to be in the dialogue. But sometimes we discover that the ruling government is the person who select who has to sit with. Now, if you allow people to select,
it's not supposed to be.
It's not supposed to be like that. If the various camps, they know, they vote their own people to sit on the table and talk one-on-one with international bodies. It's a different thing. But when they start limiting who has to be there, that's where there's a problem. They will rather select people who they know they don't have the content of what can bring, can be maybe a content of something to attack the ruling regime. So those other people.
All right. You and I have watched elections. We've seen how things went through, keeping the president's speech aside and keeping other things aside. You as a Cameroonian, if you were to have a scale of what the government in place, a new government, should start attending to as issue of utmost importance for the country, what should that be?
They should fight tribalism. Hate speech is one of them. When you have seen in social media, there have been a lot of hate speech. And what is common in Cameroon is that when once somebody features, there's tribalism, there's hate speech. Frundi, oh Anglophone. Come to, oh Bamlike. Isa Chanuma, oh Wajo. If a Douala man comes, they will say Douala people are lazy people. They will say Cameroon, they are lazy people, they don't work.
We should learn to accept
So you see, this is hate speech and tribalism is what is causing Cameroon to sink. Because automatically nobody trusts his or her brother. We don't trust each other because of hate speech.
We are less skeptical.
We are skeptical. So if the first thing is, like in Canada, in Canada, people are punished and imprisoned because of hate speech. And then you have to be fluent in both English and French to identify yourself as a Canadian. Now, if we identify, you should not speak your dialect somewhere and you become wanted. Or they give you a name, they paint you on a name. These are the parameters. If they put parameters to check this, that if somebody abuses you, we have Android now, get an information. Then submit to the quarters at B. That's the first thing. Then the second thing is they should embrace people's opinion.
It should be open.
Whether good or bad, they should take it. And by doing this means that they should release anybody who has been detained because of opinion, not because of any criminal act, because of a political opinion. They can release them. It is never too late. It can be one of the steps.
Can start from somewhere.
Yes, it start cooling people's mind. Yes, it start cooling people's mind, because if somebody is outside because of somebody who has been detained, if the person is released, the person who is causing problem outside may also, it will tell the person that, wait, you should not do anything, let me see what they will talk. That's how it works. When we observe politics from a distance and we are not politicians, we see a lot of things, and politicians will look for what to eat.
Yeah, because politicians, they are
we don't get anything from the politics, we only observe.
It. You are observers. You just observe from a distance.
Yes.
And you give your candid advice. You give
your contribution the way it comes from your mind.
You call black. You don't have any reason to mask anything.
No.
All right. We've consumed our time here, want to believe. So you will be looking straight into your camera and talking to Cameroonians as we receive the fresh air of having, is it new water in all bottle? Yes, that's the situation we are in.
It's a blend of kind of new and old.
New wine in all bottle.
Yes.
We still have our president who was re-elected and has been sworn in.
In that way, he is new.
The mandate is new.
The mandate is new.
The president
being there for the other years now is old. Yes.
All right, for this mandate, so you'll be looking to your cameras and say to our Cameroonians, what do you think, how you think we should go about exploring the 7 years that we are
well, I will not have much to say, as I told you from the beginning, since I'm a political observer. I just want to think that I want to believe that the government has already, if they are very vigilant, they have read the minds of the people. They know what the people want. They know exactly what the people want. So they should receive and embrace people's ideas, whether bad or good. To the population, that vandalism, protest, breaking things, burning things, it is to our detriment.
Hasn't changed anything.
We have done this thing for 9 years in the Anglophone sector, Cameroon. We have never done this. We have never break into a petrol station. We have never carried bags of rice or fish.
Nothing.
But we succeeded because, yes, this morning I saw trucks around Garwa Bulai. Yeah, these trucks this truck cost about 100 and something million. They were roasted.
Yeah.
I saw it this morning live. Now, you see things like that. They are very dangerous. It's somebody's individual business. Maybe the person even shared the same opinion with you, just because of anger.
Anger. To help a person near to you who suffers from that, and of course, and talking